Welcome to this week's Tips on Tuesday. This week we're going to be looking at the pilot chute, or more specifically the collapsible pilot chute. Now some of you may just be moving off student equipment or club equipment onto your own or rental gear. One of the things that may be different is the fact that pilot chute may be collapsible. So it's really important that we understand how they work, why they work, and what happens if we don't set them right. What we're trying to avoid is this situation you can see here, where you come to deploy and you throw away an uncocked pilot chute, which doesn't then have enough drag to open the container and lift the canopy off your back. A collapsible pilot chute is used basically to reduce the amount of drag in flight on your canopy. So once the pilot chute's done its job and extracted the bag from the container and allowed the canopy to inflate, it then collapses so that it's causing less drag towing behind you. And you can see from this pilot chute here that it's collapsed, very little in the way of drag as I swing it through the air. Now the way that's achieved is a bridle line consists of an inner and an outer section. The outer section is what you're used to seeing as a bridle line when you pack your parachute. Inside that we have a narrow bridle line, also called a kill line, which is attached to the end of the pilot chute bridle where it's attached to the top of your canopy, that runs up through the outer bridle and is attached to the inside of the pilot chute at the top surface on the inside where it attaches to the handle that you pull to deploy your pilot chute. Once the canopy is pulled out of the bag, the bridle continues to stretch until it reaches the stop on the outer bridle that prevents the bag from going any further. So it's this action of the bag moving up the bridle line that allows the pilot chute to collapse by shortening the outer bridle compared to the inner bridle. So once you've jumped, you'll then need to reset or cock the pilot chute before you can use it again. Now it doesn't really matter where in the packing sequence you do this, so long as you do it before you close the container. But like most things with packing, consistency is key. So probably the easiest time to do it is once you've laid the parachute down on the floor, you've set the brakes, then you can move up to the bag and cock the pilot chute. To cock the pilot chute, simply put your foot on the bag so it doesn't move. Pull the handle that you normally use to deploy the pilot chute as far as you possibly can, maximising the length of the outer bridle until all of the inner bridle is pulled up against the stop inside the bag. And that's it cocked. So let's just see that one more time, and here we go. So during packing, there's two checks we can make to make sure that we've fully cocked the bridle line and the pilot chute's ready for use. Firstly, that the kill line is pulled up butt against the bottom of the pilot chute's outer bridle line. The second check is to toss the pilot chute into the air and pull on the bridle to see if the pilot chute inflates. The first example shows one that's not cocked, and you can see the difference with the second example where the pilot chute's cocked and therefore it fully inflates. Checking on a pilot chute on the flight line is really easy. All we need to do is open up the pin cover flap and look at the bridle. Not only are we checking it's routed correctly, but also most not quite all, but most collapsible pilot chutes will have a window with an indicator on the inner bridle. And the indicator is normally coloured a different colour to the rest of the pilot chute kill line. So here we can see a close-up of the window on the pilot chute with the telltale in it. And you can see in this first example, it's just the plain white of the inner bridle. So this one is not cocked. Here in this second example, we can clearly see that a colour has been applied to the section of bridle that sits in the window once the pilot chute is cocked. So that's your reassurance that the pilot chute is reset and ready for use for this jump. So, hopefully you found that useful. If you did, make sure you click like and share below and spread the word to everybody else. Either way, good luck, enjoy your jumping and stay safe.